Well, turning now to security at the nation's airports, we're joined by former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura, who has sued the Transportation Security Administration over its aggressive so-called pat-down procedures. Jesse is also the author of the new book, 63 Documents the Government Doesn't Want You to Read. Governor, good to have you with us again.
Hi, Lou. Always good to be here.
How's the lawsuit going?
Well, I believe it's the end of this month or somewhere in July. We get a hearing in front of the federal judge, and I was told it's the same judge that did the NFL and the NFL Players Association. And of course, that judge will make a ruling on whether my case goes to court, or she will make a ruling to throw it out. If she throws it out, then I know that the Constitution and Bill of Rights do not exist in this country anymore.
You know, just I got to be honest. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking of the mental image of a TSA security agent messing with Jesse Ventura is a hard thing for me to imagine. When you think about that, if they will, as a former governor, a former mayor, a trained, decorated SEAL, I mean, my gosh, what are they going to do with the average citizen? And what are they doing?
Well, again, Lou, to me, it's a violation of my Fourth Amendment rights, and we're living in a country now that doesn't seem to want to heed the warning that Ben Franklin gave us. And Ben Franklin said, for those that want to give up their liberty for security, in the end, you'll have neither. And I wish we'd wake up to that fact, that if you trade your liberty for security, as Ben said, we'll have neither in the end. Liberty is security.
Well, let's turn to your book, 63 Documents that the Government Doesn't Want You to See. Part of me, Jesse, is relieved to think there are only 63, but of the 63 you focus on...
Oh, there's way more, Lou.
Of the 63 you focus on, the CIA's top secret program to control human behavior, can you give us a suggestion of what that's all about?
Well, let's take everything in a whole, Lou. I heard you talking about economics and spending and government and all that. That's what angers me about these documents, Lou, is the fact that my government, we're like the United States of hypocrisy. They talk and say one thing, but when you look at the documents, they're behaving exactly the opposite. The big picture is they're spending our tax dollars on things that are insane. And these documents will prove it to you down through the years. We have every right to see these documents because they're paid for. Everything the government does is paid by our tax dollars, and we have every right to know what they're spending our tax dollars on. And by the way, on the health care issue, how come all these congressmen don't give up their government-run health care?
Well, they probably think it's unfair that they would trade in such a poor program for such a rich and much better program that, you know, the rest of the American people will have under the Obamacare law. Well, that would be just a guess.
Yeah, right. Why don't they let us have the same program they're on right now? Every one of these congressmen that wants Obamacare thrown out, you don't see them, again, they're hypocrites. Right. You don't see them step forward and say, okay, I'm giving up my government-run health care. They don't do that, do they?
No, they don't, Jesse. And you know what? It's always good to talk with you. You're looking great, and look forward to seeing you the next time.
Thank you, Lou, and I'll keep you posted on the lawsuit. We better win this one, or my career's over because I won't be able to fly anymore.
Well, by the way, the governor's referring to a hip replacement that he had, and just the nuisance of it alone, let alone all of the interference with him. He has to go through these security measures. Governor Jesse Ventura, good to see you. Take care.
Thank you, Lou.
Up next.